You remember this is the network. Anyone didn't save this network? Can you raise your hand if you don't have it? Okay, no one raised hand, so I assume, some thumb up means that it's okay. If you raise your hand. Okay, so this is our network. If you remember, we did it last class. Now today we try to let all the devices here talk to each other. Okay, how to do that? We have first the physical appearance. When you look at the switch and the router, you should see the lights are green. This is one thing, inshallah, if one day we will be able to use a lab, you will see in every port there are small lights. Either they are green or they turn to orange color. Orange color means that something is wrong. Okay, if it's green, it means it is working. The configuration is okay, physical connection is okay. So here, if we look here, we did already the IP address we already put, but I want to double check the IP address I'm having now is the same as the IP address you used in your class, because I did and I'm not sure if this file is your, okay, this 1.5, okay. This is the file we calculated the IP address. So in case you missed that one, I can check it again. We are using VLSM. So KICT should have 192.168.0.1. I will double check that KICT IP address here, desktop IP configuration. Okay, so the IP address I have here is not the one as my calculation. I will not just need to make sure that all of them are accurate. The subnet mask is also not, subnet mask is not the right one also. Dot 0.1 25, this one will be 248. Okay, so this is the KICT. Kulliyah of Engineering should be .8 dot something, .8.2. This one should be 252. And this one should be 8 as well. Am I correct? Can you write in the chat box if it's the same as what you have? If it's different, please let me know, because when we start configuring the router, it will be annoying if the IP addresses you are having different than the one I have. So can you check your file, Kulliyah of Engineering, the first one? Is it 192.168.8.2? Yes, no? Okay, same, alhamdulillah. Okay, so let's check now Kulliyah of Education. Where is Kulliyah of Education? Where's the file? Okay. Kulliyah of Education, the IP address should be 192.12.1 and .2. Let's check that one. Kulliyah of Education, 12.2 and 1, correct? And the subnet mask is this one. Now, if I go to KITE, what I will see, let's see here, what do we have? In our calculations last class, we said KITE should have 12.129 and 130, and the subnet mask is 128. Okay, so let's check that one. KITE, not 192, 128. Okay, so that's simply how we do the troubleshooting. This kind of checking you have to do if you are hired in a company as a network administrator or network technician and you want to work there. Before they tell you that there's a problem, you have to double check the documents you are having with whatever in the network, because sometimes you assume everything is fine, but you are new. So this is one of the things you have to check. Are the IP addresses correct? Subnet masks are correct or not? Check the connections are fine, meaning the green light is there. You can see here now this network is not working. Why? Because simply the routers we didn't configure last time. Now, if you remember last time, I told you you can use any interface. So the numbers here, how to get these numbers. If any one of you, they don't have the Gigabit Ethernet 000, it's not It's not on the screen. What you have to do, go to Options tab on the top, the third one. Click on that, choose Preferences. In here, you have many options. You can try them later, but the one we care about now is this one. Always show port labels in logical workspace. If you remove this one, untick that one, you will not have a lot of writings in your screen. But if you click it, it will give you the gigabit Ethernet, what is connected to what. So it's very useful to have that. Okay, at least for this stage. Maybe later we can remove it. Now, I know that G00 of the router 1 is connected to the network Kulliyah of Engineering. And that's the gateway. However, it has another gateway going somewhere else. Okay, so this is leaving KICT. Here we are the road from KICT to Kulliyah of Engineering, or the opposite. That's Kulliyah of Engineering. This is the gateway. From Kulliyah of Engineering, you are trying to go outside. Then when you reach the gateway, you can leave from another road to another place, to KICT. So we have two interfaces to configure. First of all, to make it easy for me, I will configure all the gateways for all routers, meaning gigabit Ethernet. I will configure them all before I go and configure between the two routers. So now I'll go to router 1 G00. What should be the IP address here? This is the gateway of Kulliyah of Engineering. If you click on Kulliyah of Engineering, what's the default gateway? This one. What is the subnet mask? This one. So these are the numbers he will be using inside router 1 interface G000. Now, last time we didn't talk a lot about the operating system for any internet device. Switches, routers, they are hardwares. Just like any computer, they have to have operating system. However, they don't deal with complicated data. What they deal with, only layer 3, their interface should be very simple one. Only technicians or professional people will go and use it. That's why this internet operating system, the small one, the operating system they use, it is a simple one, not having all the features for the other operating systems. Now, for this one, if you look at, okay, for this one, you have a simple one, you have different version of it. You can see, okay, copyright, we don't care about that one. We want to see which version is this one. When was the last update for this specific operating system? If you look here, some copyright things and so on. Last time, this one was updated on Sunday, 8th of July, 2018. Okay, means the operating system is very old. Now, if you are in a company, you need this one after you settle down there. You need from time to time to see when was the last update for your operating system, for your switches and routers. Because if they are very old, maybe there are some security risk. You need to update. So if you go to the lab, I believe last update was supposedly last year. We did it because our switches are not connected to real internet. But if you are connected to real internet, you have to make sure you keep updating your operating system. So that's a very short thing. Now, operating system for your computer, for your server, you will not have one mode of privilege. What is privilege? It's like who can access what. Now, in this operating system, the iOS, you have two types of privilege, and you can increase it to more than 2, but we don't study that in this course. Network and System Administration, we study it. For this one, you can see that when you start, it will give you router and then give you the greater sign, greater than sign. I want to write something somewhere. Let me just give me a second. I need to open that one. Coming up. Okay, so now if we look at the router, at the moment we log into the router, you see the word router and then the sign. This is showing that we are in what we call user mode. User mode meaning someone who is just connected to the device. These people could be anyone. We cannot trust them at all. Okay, we cannot trust these people. Why? I can access IIUM website, but I not have the right to change anything there. No privilege to do that. So this is one thing. If you go to user mode, like the one we are having right now, you will see that it is, you have very limited options to do. Just go there. One of the ways to help us in iOS and this operating system, if you write question mark only, you will get what are the options you are allowed to do, what kind of commands you can use in this mode. With the user mode, simply you cannot do a lot. Connect, disable, disconnect, enable, exit, log out, ping. Few things, even you can put passwords so no one would do them. But if you are here and you want to be in, have more options, you just have to type the command enable. If you check here what is enable, it would turn on privileged commands, meaning those who are having the password will be allowed to do extra things. So now how we know we are in the privileged command, you see the sign here changed. So after you type enable, you will be in the same thing, router, and then the sign is different. That's what we call privilege. Okay, always whenever I write privilege, there's a mistake. Okay, privilege mode. Now, this is the privilege mode. In privilege mode, if you try to change to see what are the commands, just put the question mark again. It will give you much more things you can see. You can see the clock, you can configure things, you can connect, delete, save, copy. This is what we do. We do copy. Direct, this is to see the directories in, dir is to see the directories or the folders. We use most of these commands in Linux operating system. These are the commands for Linux, the same thing. We can see the VLANs, few things. However, we cannot change the configuration. Just like you enter your computer, you need to go to settings in order to change things. So the way to go to the settings of the router, you just type configure the terminal, config terminal, configure terminal. Yeah, one thing also, if you have a very long command, instead of writing the entire command, we network people, we don't like that. We're allowed to use the first few letters only. The operating system will understand what you need. But if you are not clear, press the tab button on your keyboard. It will complete it for you. If I type T and press the tab button, it will complete it. Configure terminal. So now see what changed. Router, between brackets, we have configured. Means that you are inside the setting mode, the configuration mode. So you see here, there is router, between brackets, config, and then sign. Here, this we call it general configuration mode. Sorry, it's typos as usual. Configuration mode. What is general configuration mode? Simply, it's saying any change needs to the whole router to get involved in it. We do it in this mode. I'm not talking about specific port or interface. I'm talking about all of it. Okay, so for example, the name of the router, it's a general thing, right? I want to change it. So I will use this one. If I want to do the IP route, also it will be here. We will talk about it later. So let's see if we do question mark now, you will see much more commands you can do now. And to go this more, if you press enter, it will take you line by line. If you use the space key on the keyboard, you will get to the end of the page. So I can see too many of them. Some of them we will use them here. Some of them we will never use. Some of them network system administration course. I would teach, for example, the AA. I teach the else. Access list, we will use it in enterprise network. Banner, I think you already used that. If you want to do to write a warning message for the unauthorized people. Boot, we use it for network and system administration. CDP, we never used it, so it's fine. Class map, network system administration. So yeah, a few different things. Crypto, also network and system administration, or network security should teach this one. But I think our network security is not working in level, the course I mean, with Dr. Andy. I think they don't deal with layer 3. So different things here. We can choose one of them and do the configuration. Now in configure mode, I want to go back. See, to move from the user mode to the privilege mode, we type enable, or you can type just en is enough to understand enable. To move from this one to the next one, you type config terminal. Okay. Now, if you want to go back, let's say you want to go from here to here, or from here to here, what you have to type, simply type exit. Exit. Okay. Exit, it simply would take you to the previous mode. Now, if you want to jump from this mode, from this one here, directly here, let's change the color. I need to change the color, sorry. So it should be exit. It would take one by one. But if I want to go from this one, directly jump to the user mode, to the beginning. In that case, I have to write end. Okay. And it would take us directly from wherever you are inside your operating system. You want to go to the beginning, to the user mode, just type end directly to take you there. If you type exit, it will take you just to the one step before. So now let's try that. I'm in the configuration mode. I want to go back to the privilege mode. I type exit. See, the sign changed. This is the sign for privilege mode. I want to go back to user mode, another exit. You see now I'm at the beginning. To move from here to the next one, we type enable, or en is enough. En, it will understand you mean enable. Here we just have to type configure terminal. Conf t is enough. Here we are. If from configure, I want to go directly to the user mode, I just type end. You see? Oh, and I'm not here. Never mind. End. Okay. I'm having issues here. Okay, sorry. So let's exit. Actually, I don't use end in general. Most of the time I use exit. So enable config terminal. And when I'm here now, I want to change something. What I would change, if you look at all the routers, now we are on router 1. I click on router 2. You see also the name is router. I click on router 3. Also the name is router. Now when you configure, suddenly you may stop and ask yourself, I'm in which device exactly? You get lost. So you need to change this name. This router 3 is only in the simulation. In real life, you don't have that thing, anything to tell you where are you exactly. So you need to change the host name. Now in router 1, I want to change the host name, question mark. You see there is host name command. This is the host name. Simply you want to change the name. So what I would do, type host name, give it the name. make sure the name is something you can understand. Here in KICT, we may have tens of routers. If you just call it router 1, later you'll be confused. They would tell you, oh, the internet in E4 is not working. The whole level is not working. But you don't know how to find the router having an issue. So it would be better if you call it, for example, router E4. So I would know exactly which floor is affected or connected to that router. But here in this network, router 1, router 2 should be enough. So you can see now the name of the router changed to router 1. As you are working, anytime you want to know exactly, I want to do the configuration, you need to know in which device you are right now, check R1, should be there. Okay, this is the same story with the switch, same story, exactly. At the switch, also we have user mode, privilege mode, same command, config terminal. So I call this one host name, or for short, I can just type host. No need for the full command. Host, I will call it switch 1. You see the name change. Now, one time, some students did this mistake. By mistake, they called the switch as a router. You can, if I change the name, host, I call it router 1 or router 2, to show router 2. At the end, the device is very stupid to discover that I'm not a router, I'm a switch. So what will happen? You come to put the IP address to tell you I cannot understand, show you error. Because switches don't deal with IP addresses. You give it IP address, not working. So those students, they kept, like, try to troubleshoot to see why their router doesn't want to accept IP addresses. At the end, it wasn't a router, it was a switch. So make sure you don't do this mistake, especially in the lab, in case we get the chance to go to the lab one day. Okay, so this is switch 1. So now I'll go to router 2. I will do the same. I want to change the name, so I type EN. Are you following, or I'm going very fast?
Following.
Following, okay. Everyone is okay?
Okay, William.
Okay, yes, alhamdulillah. So now enable config terminal. You see I'm in the configuration mode. If I'm in the configuration mode, I can start changing things. So I'll change the host name to, this is router 2. Then I'll go to the next router. Router 3, do the same. Enable config terminal. And then I'll change the host name to router 3. And by the way, this is all these kind of commands you should be able to do it very, very fast. I know at the beginning maybe you are slow, but it should become easy for you to do it fast. Remember, we have thousands of routers in IAUM. If each of them would take 1 hour to configure, that's 1,000 hours. So we have to be clever. We use the short terms instead of the long one. For me, if I write the long one, I always have typos, and then you get error, you have to repeat it again. So just host instead of host name. Or if you like to see it, as you are typing host, put the question mark. It will give you what is the full command, host name. Or again, host, and then click on tab. It will complete it for you, host name. So this is router 4. Now, done with router 4, all of them, we call them something. I will call the switches as well. Go to switch 2, I'll call it switch 2. So clever. Okay, so this one, we call it host name, switch 2. Go to switch 3. Enable, config terminal. Then, okay, let me show you something. Let's say that I type here, in the privilege mode, I type on T, not F, no F. See what it will give you. It will give you an error. This is how they write the error. The error is I'm confused. What do you mean? So if we want to see what's the issue with that one, type con and then the question mark without space. To tell you there are two commands starting with the C-O-N. Which one do you mean? Give me another letter so I know exactly what do you mean. For the time being, do you want me to connect or to configure? So it's not enough to write C-O-N. You have to write C-O-N-F. Okay? But if there is no confusion, the shortest term should be fine. Okay, so now configure. I want to change the switch name. Which switch we are in? Switch 3. Host name, switch 3. And last one is switch 3. Here we call it switch 4. Enable config terminal. And then host switch 4. Okay, are you done? Am I going very fast? Tell me how much did you finish? 80%, 90%? Are we on the same page? Okay, I assume you are still doing it. Okay, at any moment you feel that I'm going very, very fast, just let me know. I can slow down, it's fine for me. I can stop for half a minute until everyone catch up, then we continue. It's better than I go very, very fast and you are just confused, okay? Okay, so if we are done, these are all the easy part of it. Now we have to configure the interface. I want to tell G00 that you are my gateway as a College of Engineering. So again, College of Engineering, the IP address for the gateway is 192.168.8.1. And the subnet mask is 255.255.252.0. So what I'll do now, I'll go to router 1. In there, in the configuration mode, let's do it again from beginning. In the user mode, if I'm in the user mode, type enable or EN alone, config terminal. And then when you are here, one of the options you can do is interface. Then you choose a specific interface you want to change. I want to change G00, give it an IP address. So what I'll type, interface G000. Now look at what's between the brackets, changed. Okay, so if I want to write this one in here, if you type interface and specify the interface, now you will get this one, router config, and then there's a -if. This is a short for interface. Okay, we call this one interface configuration mode. Okay. So here I'm not talking about the IP address for the entire router. No, I'm talking about G000. Now, one thing very important, if you get here in the workspace, this is not called G00. Have another number, you choose the number you have. Don't choose G00 only. Because even for me, you see router 3 and router 4, I have 2 zeros, not 3. Just make sure that you are using the correct number, this one, whatever is written there. Again, if you don't have that, go to options, preferences. From there, you can show the port labels. Okay, click on that. Yes? Yes, brother?
Oh. So here, for me, it's written GIG0/0. What should I use? I should just use G000/0.
Yeah. It's enough to write G instead. For example, this is SE, we type S. It's fine, you can understand it. The full name is Gigabit Ethernet. Gigabit Ethernet. But as I said, we like to write the shortest possible letters. We don't write everything. So G01, type G01. G0000. Whatever you get here, you don't have to write the GIG. No need, just G. Okay. At the end, it will understand you mean Gigabit Ethernet. We have fast Ethernet. We have some other names. Like for example, here, if we try to configure, let's see what are the options we have. If I type IP, sorry, show IP interface. Oh yeah, of course, show a mistake. To show, what is the name? Not here. Okay, configure here. You can see I have fast Ethernet. I don't type fast Ethernet 01. What I'll type, just F. It will not get confused, F, because we don't have another type. F01 is enough. Gigabit Ethernet is enough to write G01. VLAN, we will talk about it later. We'll talk about it a lot later. Okay, so I'm in router 1. I write, because mine is G000, I write G000. Now you see I'm in the new interface configuration mode. What I want to do here, I want to put the IP address for the gateway. So just type IP address, or for short, we can type IP ADD. I don't have to make it all. IP address 192.168.8.1. 255.255.255. No, the last one is 252.0. Any mistake here, you will get error to show the error. For example, if I type here by mistake, I type this. You will see the error in this form. Okay, this percentage sign, and then to tell you, describe the error you're having. And the nice thing about it also, it will show you this sign to tell you where exactly it starts getting confusing for the operating system to handle the command. So, okay, here IP is okay, address is okay, this one is okay, but then it gets something weird here. So now it's confused. Okay, so it's showing exactly where it is facing a problem to understand what's happening. Now we did this one, we have to activate. Don't forget that. After you put the IP address, you have to activate. One thing also, when you get the error, it will not run the command. So I don't have to worry now. Okay, it's already having .0. That's the one it's processed. The one with error, it will be ignored. So now I want to activate that one. I have to type no shutdown. No shutdown means activated. Look directly at the lights you get here in the workspace. You can see G00 turn to green and the other side become orange. This orange here, it means that, okay, these two devices now are talking, negotiating. They want to discover who's beside me. I'm connected to whom? A router, a switch, does that router having an IP address or they don't have an IP address? Some communication will happen. And then the light would turn to green again. See, the light became green. Now, to make sure that everything is okay, you have to make sure all the lights of all the connected ports are green. That's how we know that at least the minimum was being done. Now I go to the next router here. I want to configure which interface? The one facing the KICT. Also G00. I got KICT since I did the configuration last time. I see that it's 0.1 and the subnet mask is 255.255.248.0. Okay, so in the router here, I would do that, enable config terminal. And then I would type interface. No need to write it all. INT is enough. It would know exactly what you mean. Then I'll type G000. Again, for this part, make sure you write the number you get in your own workspace. If you get different number, just write 010, 020, whatever you want. Now, when I'm here, I want to put the IP address. IP address 192.168.0.1 255.255.248.0. No shutdown to activate the port. No shutdown, you can type no SH. It's enough. It will understand you mean no shutdown. At the moment you do that, you can see you get a message. These are not errors. These are just to tell you something changed in the device. What this changed? To tell you that interface gigabit Ethernet 000 change state to up. We said no shutdown, so it will be up. Okay, and also to tell you that that link, not only it became up, it has the administration activated the port, meaning it has an IP address. Okay, it has an IP address. That's why one of them is to tell you physically it's connected, and the other one is logically isn't connected. So router 2 is done. Let's go to router 3. Now, router 3, to know what IP address I have to put, I'll go to PC CLIA of Education, ipconfig. It is 12.1, and the subnet mask is 255.255.255.128. How did I get this one? Remember last time we did the calculation, we got it from the calculation. Okay, so I will go here, router 3. The one facing router 3 is G00, 2 zeros this time. So I type enable config terminal. And then in here, I'll type interface G00. When I'm here, what I would type IP address. Come on, okay. IP space address space 192.168.12.1 255.255.255.128. Now shut down. And now you can see the light turn to green. Go to the next one, router 4. We do the same. Make sure you are using the correct number, enable config terminal, then interface G00, IP address 192. Oh, I forgot to check the IP address. Okay, I have this one. I don't want this one. Yeah, never mind. Okay. I go to desktop IP config. I can see it is 129 and this one 128. Okay, so I'll go here, router 4, 192.168.12.129, 255.255.255.128. Now shut down. And okay, what is that? I was in a hurry, I forgot to type the SH, so just type no. That's why it's telling you incomplete command. Okay, no, okay, what you can do, put a question mark, it will give you no what. See, that's why it was confused. No, you have all these options to write no in front of them. So what do you mean exactly? Okay, I mean no shutdown, no SH. Okay, if I type no S alone to tell you, sorry, there are too many commands starting with S, which one do you mean? Give me another letter to know exactly what do you mean. So if I type H, now SH is only one command. So now shut down, and we are done for this stage. Okay, now raise your hand if you already finished whatever I did. If not, I will give you maybe half a minute to make sure everyone is on board. Only 4 done. Okay. Okay, so I'll give you another maybe half a minute. Then we can complete this one. Okay, I think the half a minute is done. Now, let's try to see if CLIA of Engineering can reach its own, the PC can reach its own gateway. I'll click on the computer, go to command prompt, and ping the IP address I put in there. So the IP address here is 192.168.8.1. You can see I got a reply. The reply, it will give you what is the reply, how long it took. It's a very short reply. Okay, now I got KICT, try to check if the computer can connect to the gateway. So ping 192.168.0.1. This thing we call troubleshooting. We want to see if everything is okay by doing troubleshooting. We just keep pinging the devices until we get answer. If we don't get answer, that means it's a problem. Now let's try. College of Engineering try to ping the gateway for KICT. Ping 192.168.0.1. It will give you destination host unreachable. Why? Look at what we have, the drawing we are having, or the workspace. You see the link between router 1 and router 2 still red. It means that part also should be configured. We didn't give them IP addresses. So I'll go to my calculation again. In my calculation here, let's see between router 1 and router 2, what are the IP addresses? We did the calculation last time. So 13.1, 13.2. That's how much we give them. So here is 0, 1, 0. Again, I have the number here is 0, 1, 0. So I'll go to that interface, exit the current one, and go interface is 0, 1, 0. If you have different number, use the number you have in your screen. You see it as 0, 1, 0. And the IP address will be IP address 192.168.13.1 255.255.255.255. This one here, it will be 252. Okay, no shutdown. However, the light is still red. Why? Because the other side is not configured. So we have to configure the other side. Let's see, it is S what? Here, I need to change, to move it a little bit to see it's confusing, right? Okay, it's 0, 1, 0. So here, I can exit and then enter another one, or just directly type interface as 0, 1, 0. No need to exit and come back. It's okay, it will jump to the next one. Here, I'll put the IP address. If you click on the upper, the key, what they call that one? The key in your keyboard, the up key, okay? It can show you all the commands you typed before. Instead of repeating them, the up key in the keyboard, click on that, and then you can just change whatever different here. So I don't have to repeat the commands again and again. This will be 13.2. The subnet mask would be 255.252. No shutdown. And done. Okay. So you see the light now turn to green. It means that at least they can talk to, the routers can talk to each other. Now let's do for S011 from router 2 to router 3. They need to talk also. I need the calculation to see what is the IP addresses to be used. So calculation start from 4, so 5 and 6. I give the first one, router 2, 5. So here, interface S011. What's wrong? Interface. Yeah, okay, S0, I forgot the 0. Okay, so S011, I'll give the IP address. I forgot the IP address, 192.168.13.5. Okay, 255.255.252. No shutdown. Okay, so this side is done. I have to go to the other side of the link. Router 3. Router 3011 connected, give it an IP address. So interface S011, IP address 192.168.13. That was 5, this one is 6. What's missing? Why incomplete command? What did I miss? I got incomplete command. What did I miss? Anything? What do you think?
Yeah, 255.255.
Yeah, the subnet mask,
Subnet
right?
mask,
The subnet mask is not there. That's why I have to add it. If you don't add it, it will be confused why you didn't specify the size of the network. So it cannot discover if there's any overlapping. Okay, no shutdown. And now this one is done. What's left is S030, which is connected to router 4. So I will go to router 4. Where's router 4? Router 3 to 4. I need to the calculation. The calculation here, the subnet ID is 8, so we have 9 and 10. I'll give this one as, you see, mine is S030. Use the one you have in your screen. If you have different number, choose the different number you have. So interface S030, is it? Yes, okay, IP address 192.168.13.9. 255, 255, 255, 252. No shutdown. This is done. Now I have to do this one, .10. So interface, this is the interface I have here, S020. S020. I would type IP address 192.168.13.10. 255, 255, 255, 252. No shutdown. And we are done. See, everything is green. Okay, now, do you have everything green? Raise your hand. I'm doing it fast, I know. You have the recording. Later you can check it again to follow if you miss any step. If you have any question, you are stuck in certain point, just let me know. You can even share the screen and we try to figure out what's the problem.
Madam, for example, if I give a IP address to a serial and then later I want to change it, like for example,
okay,
8030, and then now I want to change that IP address. How to change?
Okay, in that case, just write the command again. So for me here, for example, now in here, I put this IP address. I want to change it. Just repeat it. I do .3. Changed. Bad mask. Why? Because it's what they call it. It is the broadcast IP address. That's why it's not allowing me. Let's try .1 to tell you. Okay. No, it was .1. Let's make it .2. So it was saved. Just write the command again. It will overwrite it. If you want to delete it completely, write the command, go to the beginning, type no. This is how we delete it. Okay, now if I want to check what happened, type do space show IP interface brief. I use this one a lot. Do show IP interface brief. It will give you what's happening with every interface you are having. So look here at the summary. What it would tell you, G00, you gave it an IP address. This is the IP address. G001, G002, and the rest, this one, S010, because you do write no shutdown before. So it's active, it's up, but it has no IP address. So here I know that the IP address was deleted. So let's put the IP address, the correct one. I will go to the .1, right? This is the correct one. Enter. Do show IP interface brief again. You look here, now S010 having an IP address. So most of the command, if you write it again, you correct it, it will overwrite the old one. There are some commands, it will not overwrite. Usually I will tell you. You have to type the command, and before that you type no. So no IP address, it means delete the IP address. Okay? Anyone having any more questions? Okay, so now let's talk about one thing very, very important. here's our network here, the one we did last time. If I want the devices to be able to talk to each other, I need to tell the router who's behind every router. For example, now this router here, let's doodle it. Router 1 here, it's connected to this network and to this network only, but doesn't know what's happening behind router 2, who's connected to what. Doesn't know them. All of them are mystery. It's just like if you want to go to Kuliya of Engineering or Faculty of Engineering in UTM. Where is it? Could be anywhere. You don't know the address. First thing to do, to go to IIUM Gateway, ask them, you reach the gateway, ask them how to reach Faculty of Engineering in UTM. They tell you first go to UTM, which is here, the gateway there. At their gateway, ask them about this network. So it would tell it that go there and ask, they would tell you. If you ask them, okay, I want to go Faculty of Engineering in UPM, it would tell you, okay, use MRR2, the same link here. You will reach certain point, ask there. So when you reach router 2, ask it about the next one. It would tell you where is router 3, where UPM is. Or in our cases, Kuliya of Education, where to find it. When you reach here, start asking. So we need to tell it where to go because simply the router doesn't know where is everyone around the world. Because remember, this network is very small, only 4 different Kuliyas. But think about any IP address you write. It will be confusing, like, okay, where should I go now? What is the way? So first way, if you are here, let's do it here, different color. If you are in KICT, first thing to do as a computer to connect anyone in the world is to go to IIUM Gateway. IIUM Gateway, what they would tell you? Either go right, leave the university. Either you go right or left. So in this case, we have only to the right. In here, they want to go out from Kuliya of Engineering. What they have to do? Go to their gateway. Then they have option either to go to the right or to go to the left. 2 options. So where exactly they can find KAID, for example? Where can they find it? To the right or to the left? We have to tell the router. How to tell it? This is by writing a command. We say it static routing commands, IP routes. Okay. So now, Kuliya of Engineering, we have to tell it where to find KICT, Kuliya of Education, and KAID. Now let's see what kind of information they have about how to reach anywhere. I will exit from this one, go to the general configuration mode, type do show. Why we type do show? Okay. The show command, if you type here, question mark, show command is not there. It's not in here. If I exit this one and type the question mark in the privilege mode, show is in the privilege mode. Show is not a command in the configuration mode. It is in the privilege mode. However, because we need it a lot, they give us a chance. If you are in config, okay, if you are in any mode except the privilege, just type the word do and then write the show, because we need to verify every time, make sure everything's okay. So I type do show IP route, meaning that what are the database my computer currently has. So you can see it is connected directly. We have some codes there. For example, C, it means connected. So my router now, router 1, is connected to this network, 192.168.8.0, the entire network, okay? So we know this information. Local, L, see the command, the sign here, L, it will give you locally in the router. This is what? This is G00, right? So it will tell you I'm inside the router, I'm connected to interface G000 having this IP address. C here, it's a network I'm connected to. L is the interface I'm connected to that network. So this is the only database my router knows right now. I need to let it know about the rest of the network. How to do that? For example, I would tell it that to go to a specific network, let's say to KICT, IP route. In case anytime you want to go to 192.168.0.0, the network, remember, we don't use the a specific device. .0.0, it is this network, representing the entire network. So I'll use the network ID here. 255.248.0. If anytime you want to go to this specific network, where should you go? You have two interfaces. We already have them. One of them will lead you to that side. Which one will lead you there? This one. Go to this interface, S010. It will tell you later to take you to the direction of that network, S010. Anytime you want to go there to that network, S010. But before I click enter, let's try to see right now. Can we connect to KICT? I try to ping. Everything is green. All the lights are green. We did the IP addresses. Ping 192.168.0.2. That's the KICT PC IP address. Destination host unreachable, because simply the router tried to come and then it's lost. If I want to see exactly lost where, go to simulation mode. Let's hide all. I just would want to see ICMP. ICMP is the protocol having the ping message. So I want to see if I do ping, where exactly the message will stop. So let's try again. The message will be created, right? Then send to the switch. Switch is okay, got it. Then the switch will send it to the router. At the router is not aware, send you the message, destination host unreachable. I didn't find it. Try again, another message. It will go to the router. The router tried to send it, but I don't know where is KICT. I don't have it in my database. So simply it will reply to you. So it is not the computer replying, not KICT PC replying. It is your router saying, I don't have it in my database. So let's stop the simulation mode, go to real time again. I was doing the IP route here, so I click on enter. You see that it is already registered there. And my database now, let's see my database. What is my database at the router now? Do show IP routes. What do you have? What's the information you saved? What kind of database you have now? You can see now I have a new, compared to the previous one. Previous one, we have 4 entries, CLCL. Now we have a new one with S. What is that one? It's the one we just put it there. The one we just tell it about it, where to find KICT. If you want to go to KICT, leave the gateway S010. You will find it somewhere out, okay? And if you check the S, it's a static, meaning that static route, we wrote it to it, okay? So now I try to do the same, ping, and we see if we can reach it or not. The same IP address, enter. It would take time. Maybe the first one, it will be request timeout because still trying to figure it out. It's a new information added to the router. Second one also cannot be reached. So maybe it's fine. Third one, you will start worrying. Okay, why I cannot get any reply? Fourth one is okay, done. So I cannot reach. Why? Because simply College of Engineering, let's see the simulation again. Simulation, let's see why we didn't get destination host unreachable. We get request timeout, different reply, right? I'll do the ping in the simulation mode to see where exactly that envelope stopped. So if I push it now, it will go to the switch. From the switch, it will go to the router. At the router, it will go to router 2. Router 2 will send it. So the message was delivered, which is a good news, but we didn't get a reply. Why? When KICT tried to reply, its own router get lost. I don't have that information. Should I go to the right or to the left? I don't know where is Kuliya of Engineering. That means we have to introduce this router to about the network of Kuliya of Engineering. So all these stories should be done statically. We have to write them all. So how many networks we have altogether? Last time we did 7 networks. If my router know only 2, because they are directly connected to it, we have to introduce it to the other 5 networks, or at least the other 3. So let's try now in Kuliya of Engineering, tell it about Kuliya of Education and KAIT. We tell them all. So I'll type another IP route, and this is the interesting thing. Just put the up key, just click it. You will get the previous one. Change the network ID to 12. You don't have to retype everything, and change the subnet mask. It will be 255.255.255.128. Where it should go? This one have no option but to go to the right. So enter. You get that. This is just a warning in case you want to. It's a point-to-point thing. It's fine. This kind of message you can ignore. Now I want to tell it about KAIT. What is the IP address for that one? For that network. That network IP address is network ID. Sorry, 192.12.128. So I'll do the same. The up key. I don't know what they call it. Up key. That's what I know. Okay. So now this one, I just have to change the network ID to be for KAIT 128, and the subnet mask is the same. Also, okay, sorry, by mistake, 128. Subnet mask is 128. Okay, enter. Let's check. Do show IP route. Check this one. How many networks do you have? The S is here. Another S is here. Another S is there. This is what we tell it about. Now I go to this router, tell it about Kuliya of Engineering and Kuliya of Education and KAIT. So KICT router, router 2. In there, enable config terminal. Okay. IP routes. I want to go to Kuliya of Engineering. It will be 192.168.8.0, 255.255.252.0. Which interface should I use? See, for router 2, either you go to the right or to the left. Can you tell me in the chat box, which interface should I use? S010 or S011? If from KICT, I want to go to Kuliya of Engineering. From KICT to Kuliya of Engineering, S010 or S011? To the left. What is the left? S010 or 11? S010. So now I'll go to S010. Okay. Next one, I want to go to the other Kuliya. What is the other Kuliya? Kuliya of Education. Sorry, this one. Kuliya of Education. It's here. IP route, just the upper key. I will use that one. Change the network ID to 12. And the subnet mask is 255.255.255.128. Okay. Now, is it S010 or S011? From KICT, I want to go to Kuliya of Education. S010 or S011? S011 to the right. Okay, so I have to change the gateway also to 11. The last one. Also, I want to go to KAIT. So same thing, upper key, then 12.128. And the subnet mask is the same. The gateway is S011 or S00? S010. I want to go from KICT to KAIT, then S0. What is my direction? To the right or to the left? From KICT, I go to router 2. Router 2 now should take me to right or left. I want to go to KAIT. to the right, which is S011. Enter. Okay, now let's try to ping again. I want College of Engineering to ping KICT. Let's see if we can do that. Ping KICT is 02. Now we got the reply. Why? Because the message can go to the College of Engineering gateway, go to the KICT gateway, reach the KICT, KICT will reply, router 2 know where to find College of Engineering, so everything is fine. Let's try to ping the next one, which is 12.2. Do you think 12.2, meaning College of Education, we get a reply or we will not get a reply? First one is okay. Sometimes it needs time to figure it out. Second one is still okay. Third reply. Do we have third reply? No, we couldn't. Why? Let's check it. I'll do simulation mode. And in simulation mode, I'll try to see why we didn't get a reply from Kaid. So we got the envelope. The envelope will be sent to the switch. Router 1, router 2 will get it there. Router 2 knows how to reach there. College of Education got it. Send a reply. The router receive it now. Router 3, we didn't put any information there. So router 3 now, not sure, should I go to the right or to the left? So every single router, you have to tell about every single other network connected to other routers. Okay? So is it clear? Hopefully it's clear. Now what I want you to do, complete the IP route for, tell router 3 about KICT, College of Engineering, and Kaid. Router 4 should know about all the other routers. Can you do this? Yes? No? Let me stop sharing. The time is up already. I will not do router 3 and router 4. If you are still confused, check the recording at least when we start the IP route. Try to figure out what to write in the IP route. Do that and then upload it to Itali. Let's make it before midnight. Today, midnight, 11:59, you have to submit this exercise. Okay? If you have any questions, you can ask in the group. I will be happy to answer you if you are confused about anything. Any question? Everything is okay? Yeah. Everything is okay. Let's wrap it up here. I will see you inshallah next week. Again, next week, I'm not sure if it will be online or offline. I'm a little bit upset regarding the aircon. The company is supposed to fix it. They promised something, but they didn't submit it on time. So now we are left without aircon in Block E. So let me check the situation. Either we find another location, or another venue, or we do it online. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Don't forget the attendance.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome.
Thank you, madam.
You're welcome. Yes, Sister Sundus, everything is okay?
Yes, Professor, sorry.
Yes. So did you finish everything I finished, or is you still figure it out?
I need to recheck up.
Okay, inshallah. Check the recording and inshallah everything will be okay. If any problem, just let me know.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, ma'am.